Hey everyone, welcome back to the range. My name is Matt. I'm still on the hunt for the Red October, and that Red October for me is full power M193. So what do I have today is our 5.56x45mm. This is actually from Global Ordnance. In full transparency, they sent me a large sum of their in-house brand ammunition to do reviews on. This is actually loaded by Privy Partisan. Let's throw him on the table and talk about what we're going to do today. It's about 50 to 55 degrees outside today. We have our Prochrono Digital DLX as always. We have a large multitude of barrel lengths afforded to us in 5.56. We have a 7.5 inch, 10.5 inch, 16, 20, and 22. I'm trying to see where I can pick up a 14.5 inch upper. I've looked at the Wolf A1 uppers. I might want to look at that one, or maybe Stag might have one for me to grab. And I've also looked at getting a 24 just to give us that huge spread of velocity potential with this cartridge. After we've collected our velocity, then we're going to do a practical accuracy test. We have our bolt gun TC compass that we step back to about 100 yards, and we see what kind of accuracy you could expect. You know, I shoot in a lead sled. The one thing, like I mentioned in the beginning, is myself, I'm out looking for, you know, full spec M193. I'm looking for something that can hit, you know, over 3,100 feet per second in our 16 inch or almost 33 to 3,400 in the 22 inch. Typically, you'll see most lots of 5.56 labeled M193 after 2017 have been dialed back. There's varying degrees of discussion why that occurred. A lot of it's from the retailers. Some told me it was because of the 223 wild chambers, or, you know, different companies pumping out tons of AR barrels with under-spec 5.56 chambers, or, you know, what it boils down to is a lot of consumers were complaining that they were getting popped primers or other ammunition related issues with their guns, and they complained to the retailers, and a lot of the retailers then contacted some of the ammunition manufacturers and asked them to dial back the pressures. So when I do my armor testing, you'll see that I'm always saying, hey, I'm using Independence M193 because that is one of the hottest loads that I've found available to test. So that's going to give me, you know, full velocity potential, worst case scenario. Now, everyone may not want that full velocity potential. You could have Joe down the street there who just wants to plink, or he may want a more accurate load. When we tested the R.A.N.G.E M193 versus the SDI Indian M193, the Indian M193 was quite a bit faster, but it also had worse accuracy, at least in my guns. The R.A.N.G.E actually printed under 1 inch groups at 100 yards. So, you know, your mileage may vary for what you're after. As always, we'll start with our shortest barrel length. This is our 7.5 inch pistol with our stabilizing brace. Palmetto State Armory build, got the Yankee Hill 3-port QD muzzle brake up front. I probably should put like a blast diverter on that because the concussion coming off that is pretty hefty. I'm hoping we see some pretty good velocity numbers off these based on the powder charge. I'm going to move this bag out of the way because I broke it last time with the 7.5 inch, I think. Detecting a good bit of muzzle flash off this, even in the daylight. And now our 10.5 inch upper. This is our Palmetto State Armory SBR. I think this is the classic line, 1-in-7 twist barrel, classic handguards, A2 flash hider, and our fixed front sight. We have the X2 Dev Group Jackal humongous charging handle back here. Got the CMMG ambidextrous magazine release because I'm a southpaw. Got the Korean KCI windowed P-mags here. Got all kinds of stuff. I don't think I need the bag. Don't need to blow any more holes in it. Not too bad, right around 2,600 feet per second. The muzzle flash, I didn't really detect any with this setup. And now for our standard AR, this is our 16-inch Stag Model 1L. It is left side eject. As much as I've used ARs over the last, I don't know, 14 or 15 years, originally I thought I needed the left side eject, but all the other ARs I own are standard configuration right side eject, and I've never had an issue with having any brass hit me in the face because of the brass deflector. And you know, shooting suppressed anything AR without a bunch of special components is going to throw all kinds of gas to the face. So in hindsight, this probably doesn't matter too much for me. We've got an EOTech up top, Hyperfire 24C trigger. I love this trigger. And now our parts bin build. This has the FN Premium double chrome line twist 1-in-7 barrel from PSA, no name local lower, the Stag Arms Chinesium ambidextrous charging handle, just a bunch of parts I threw together to have an AR. I really am looking into getting a 14.5-inch, so we have that good middle ground between a 10.5-inch and 16. Haven't really found one. I don't think PSA makes 14.5-inch uppers. At least I want one without a pinned flash hider. Still seeing a good jump in velocity. And now for our Armour Killer. This is our 22-inch TC compass. Got the 1-in-9 twist barrel on it. Got it in an R.A.N.G.E chassis. This thing is a dream over the factory stock. Very rigid, very easy to upgrade your TC compass, and a variety of other different actions that the R.A.N.G.E chassis supports. And I think they came out with a new version this year as well. I like it that it takes the Accuracy International standard box magazine, so you get 10 rounds here. Don't have to mess with any of the rotary magazines at all. Will we see over 3,300 feet per second today? Close. Gotta lube this bolt up a little bit. Well, I think I found our best performing 5.56 M193 load for today. This is our PPU M193, 100 yards, our TC compass with the 22-inch barrel, turbo 5.56 suppressor from Yankee Hill in a Caldwell Hydro Sled 2, I think. I don't know. It's got 50 pounds of sand in it. 1.068 inches. Very impressive for a ball round. There is a little bit of wind today, but it's fairly calm, about 45. Our second group was 1.624 inches. I switched to our JK armament rifle kit because depending on baffle design and clipping, it can somewhat adversely affect or change the accuracy potential of your firearm, but 1.712 inches, so very close to the previous with our turbo. I did shoot this group over here, which looks to be right about the same, 1.7 inches, but there's only 4 shots there. I'm not sure if I shot all 5 or maybe I only shot 4, and I don't see a 5th round on there, so we won't count that one. But very impressive from Global Ordnance PPU. Very accurate load potential there. Well, everyone, I think Global Ordnance made a wise decision picking Privy Partisan as their in-house private label brand for ammunition. This M193 offering lives up to its name. Now, pretty much post-17, a lot of M193 has been dialed back a little bit, but we're seeing good velocity out of this, and even more so, very good accuracy. I tested this on the same day as the ZSR and the Igman, and this had the best accuracy, almost as good as the R.A.N.G.E or Norma that I tested a little while back, but this had better velocity. And that's all I have for you folks. I'm going to set up for an armor test before I have to get out of here today. At the end of all my videos, I take a moment to thank all those who help make these possible. Number one is my Patreon supporters. Number two is Global Ordnance, who provided this ammunition for me to test with no strings attached. And of course, number three is you all for watching. Until next time, I'll catch you at the range.